These Nets, I mean,
Dude.
it's hard to recall a team just ripping off like this, just going on a run here in baseball. I'm just trying to recall a team that did that. Because it's not like that they're, one of those plucky teams that forces a game 7 and takes care of business. I mean, they were that team in the wild card, win or go home. Think about it. They were toast. Milwaukee had this team right where they wanted them. Milwaukee was the hot team in September, right?
Yep.
Walking into October in that winner-go-home game, and Milwaukee was leading.
Yeah.
Till the Nats scored late, won that game, went toe-to-toe with a Dodgers team, but eventually took care of that. And then blowing away the Cardinals, just sweeping them, done. We're not even going to lose a game to you. That's 7 wins in a row in October. Who rips off a 7-game winning streak in October? Anybody? Want to tell me?
Red Sox did in 2004.
Did they? Is that the last time that we've seen this? I'm serious, Chris. I know. I'm not asking.
They won 8 in a row in 2004. I don't know if that's the last time. 4 against the Yankees, and they swept the Cardinals in 2004.
They won 8 in a row. Pardon me. They won 8 in a row. They won the last 2 against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So that's right. They were down 2-1 to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's bananas, man.
And they took an early lead last night, and then Bregman goes yard. I mean, like that. He slept with his bat. Let me tell you something about.
I love that dude.
May I pause the gushing over the Washington Nationals just for a split second and tell everybody how much I love Alex Bregman. He's exactly what Major League Baseball needs. And I know you might be sitting here, he's cocky, he's this, he's that. Guy sleeps with his bat, lets everybody know about it. Then he finally jacks one out, and the whole place goes crazy. It's been way overdue for him to do this this month, and ties the game. And as he goes around the bases, he knows exactly where the camera is, and he gets back to the dugout. And before he walks in the dugout, he gives a little look at the guy working the camera, and then he winks at the stationary camera before he goes into the clubhouse. I love it. I love all of it. Baseball needs it. But at any rate, they survived that. Both pitchers settle in, and then Kurt Suzuki with the blast. That's what we love about October. Guys that you just don't think could come to the fore. Like, you know what? Tonight, when Strasburg and Verlander go at it, it's going to be Kurt Suzuki that we're talking about the next day.
38-year-old catcher.
First career postseason home run to break the tie, and then the floodgates. And then the floodgates open up as the Astros become the first team. I mean, the Nationals become the first team in World Series history to homer in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Just for good measure, just to pour it on. Let's not forget, this game was 2-2 when Suzuki unlocked it in the top of the 7th, and it finished 12-3. Nats just pouring it on. Like last night's 7th, 8th, and 9th were the microcosm of their entire month of October. Just pouring it on. And they beat Cole and Verlander in Houston. First teammates to each win 20 games during the regular season, but lose games 1 and 2 of the World Series since Drysdale and Koufax did it in 1965. That's what we're seeing. Remember I said to you yesterday that maybe, though, the Astros could be this year's 96 Yankees. And the only reason I mention this is because those 96 Yankees were just gelling together and winning for the first time under Joe Torre and giving the Yankees their first World Series championship since 1978. Totally different ball of wax since Houston won a couple of years ago. I just mentioned that because the Yankees in 96, the last team to fall behind 2-0 in a World Series by losing the first 2 at home and then winning it all. Yanks then won the next 4. That's a tall order because now Houston turns to Zach Greinke. And I proffer to say this. when Greinke was acquired by Houston, and obviously we can assume what the Houston front office thinks based on what's going on in that world right now. But I bet you the Houston front office, when they acquired Greinke, wasn't, you know what? We may need a win on the road in the World Series to save our season. We got to get somebody else. We need one more, to use the Ocean's 11 phrase. You need one more? We got to get one more. Yeah, we'll get one more. That's not what they got Greinke for. They got him so they could make sure that they got home field advantage in the World Series, and also throughout the playoffs, and also to, in general, just have a deeper rotation than you. I don't think they got Greinke to send him to the mound on the road and say, save our season. Must win. Because if they lose this one, then you're, let's just play it out. I mean, you can't say that's the end. I mean, it's not over till it's over, to use the Yogi phrase. I know, statistically speaking, right? Yeah. But if they lose this one, then they'll have to go to Cole on short rest. They're not going to throw Brad Peacock out there and try and bullpen their way in a game 4. That just ain't happening.
Not down 3-0, no.
So they're going to have to throw Cole on short rest, which means Verlander goes on short rest, which means it's all out of whack. It's all out of whack. And out comes Anibal Sanchez, who all he is in the postseason is just a .71 ERA with 14 strikeouts. He's been amazing.
Yeah.
And Greinke in the postseason has yet to win a postseason game, and his ERA is 6. Last 4 teams to win the first 2 games of the World Series on the road. The Yankees won at 99, and they wrapped it up against the Braves. And then the 3 previous Braves, Red Sox, and Cardinals did not win it.
Yo.
Okay, so it's not over. But the Nats they are amazing.
Fun team, man. Fun team to watch.
8 wins in a row. Crazy.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.